Rafael Sanchez and Paris Lubell have been talking to police and family members as the one-year mark approaches in the case. This week marks the first year since the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German. Investigators want to make sure they are on the right track. Call 6 investigates Paris Lubell with a story you'll see only on RTV6.
The investigation has drawn tens of thousands of tips and produced thousands of leads, and finding Abby and Libby's killer remains the top priority. Call 6 Investigates has learned investigators have turned to different law enforcement agencies to review their work. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation and agents from other FBI field offices have taken a second look at the case. Their recommendations and conclusions are not being released, but their expertise is meant to assist in making sure no stone is left unturned. The prime suspect in this case remains the guy behind this sketch and this voice. This case has led investigators to follow up on tips across the country, including one here in Colorado. And in the past year, that person is the only person to be publicly identified by police as a person of interest in the case. It was these trails about an hour south of Denver where police say Daniel Nations was threatening people with a hatchet. In September, Nations was arrested in Colorado and charged with menacing. Colorado investigators also found that he was wanted in Indiana for failing to register as a sex offender. Investigators on the Delphi case flew out to Denver to question him as he faced a number of court hearings with no connection to the Delphi case. For the next 2 months, Nations was transferred to 2 other Colorado counties to answer 2 unrelated charges. Call 6 was there in a Colorado courtroom in late January when Nations was going to be released on his own recognizance for providing false identification to officers in Clear Creek County, Colorado. That's when an updated warrant from Indiana appeared. The felony warrant out of Johnson County is for failure to register as a sexual violent offender. Originally, the warrant wasn't extraditable from Colorado, but it was updated on January 10th to allow for extradition from anywhere in the U.S. Now Nations is back in Indiana to answer to those charges. State police still say Daniel Nations is only a person of interest, and detectives do not have enough information to include nor exclude him as a suspect. Now, we reached out to state police. They say they don't discuss specifics of the investigation, but they did release a statement to us. It says, in part, it is common with complex investigations to share information with other police agencies. Information shared between these agencies does become part of the investigation.